But simulated reality is another one I've been getting into, and I haven't been into this since Joe Rogan. I'm not a fucking sheep. I've been into this since the early 90s. There was a program on the Sci-Fi Channel years and years and years ago, and it talked about the transhumanist agenda, talk about all these sci-fi concepts that have leaked into reality. Now today, I wasn't even aware of it at the time. I was just talking about all the sci-fi shit about the possibility of the sci-fi effect of things in the future, and it was all legit. It was like, even look at Star Trek and you see iPhones and shit and that, you know what I mean? It's like science fiction can really affect, the outcome of reality. But I've been into the simulated reality idea years, and sometimes I compare life to a video game, even when you're walking sometimes and you're staring at the ground, and you get that loop, that visual loop when you're looking at the ground, and it just kind of repeats itself over and over again. That's like, to me, that could be buffering technology, and like in a video game where it just repeats the same patterns over and over again. They save hardware, you know what I mean? They save hardware, as I said. You take your own consciousness, your own human experience as granted. You say, no, this isn't right. But the more you look at technology and how advanced the technology could be in, say, 1,000 years' time, they could fairly easily have replicated this, just like we're very nearly replicating reality in Call of Duty, warfare and shit like that. So I'm back onto that idea. Back on the simulated reality, and the idea that this consciousness is not a consciousness we fully understand. There's an old story called the Demiurge, about how there was two gods, and a god before that even, and about how the Demiurge created a god, but this god was faulty, and he was paying repentance to that higher god, you know what I mean, by making us, you know what I mean, stuff like that. So that's ancient texts, that's ancient texts that are already sort of talking about how your consciousness can be affected. And another great one for you to check out if you're blowing your mind a wee bit, check this one out in Wikipedia, Allegory of the Cave and Brain in a Vat Experiment, VAT, Brain in a Vat Experiment, which is the idea that your brain could very nearly be in a jar with electrodes going to it. And these electrodes will be sent from a brain no different from the electrodes in your own brain. And they could be very easily running this simulation. And even if this simulation was nothing like the original simulation it came from, this simulation, because it was only a simulation we experienced, will be so convincing that we wouldn't even question a more higher, convoluted reality outside that. So then I start going, well, maybe DMT's the fucking pathway to that reality we were created from. Drugs, technology, science, boom, 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 it's all bleeding together. As Leonardo da Vinci said, he said, if you want to understand the world, first understand that everything is connected, you know what I mean? And he's talking about the arts and the sciences there. When you're drawing a picture, they realise that the nose is going to complement the eye is going to bounce off the lips, you know what I mean? The lips going to work with that ear. And when you're drawing a picture, it's very much the same. You got to think about not just history, but history, political sciences, fucking epigenetics, you gotta think about social sciences, you gotta think about the pseudosciences, and all that shit's melded together and telling a tale of human consciousness, or just consciousness itself, which could be very different over many spans and times and universes and reality. So simulated reality is something I like to think about. It's a bit of a mind blower when you start dipping into it.